Hello my little revolutionists, welcome back to another Zack Spiky video. That's me, Zack Spiky. Thank you for all the support that I've had on this channel recently. It has been very cool, so thank you very much for that. Before we jump right into it, make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat, follow me on Twitter as well. That'll all be in the description. And check out my GoFundMe for my top surgery. That'll be the first thing in the description. No pressure to donate, but a share would also be greatly appreciated if you can't donate. Just a trigger warning for today's video. Today I'm going to be discussing topics of self-harm, so if you can't listen to that at the minute, then that's absolutely fine. Click off, watch one of my other videos, don't jeopardise your mental health for the sake of giving me a view. So, on February 15th, I hit my 2 years clean of self-harming. I did a video a year ago about hitting my 1 year, and I will be referring back to that quite a wee bit just because I feel like I've made a lot of progress in the last year, and everything that I said in that video, most of what I said in that video is just not relevant anymore. But if you do want to check it out, it will be in the description just if you want to get more background on me. So I just kind of want to talk about what's changed since that last video that I did a year ago, because literally everything has changed, to be honest with you. So the main reason why I self-harmed was because of my gender dysphoria. For those of you that don't know, I'm transgender, female to male. I'm almost 4 months on T. Anyway, so that was like the main reason that I did self-harm, and a year ago I was miles away from starting testosterone, or I thought I was. In reality, I was only about 6-7 months away, but still, that's quite a long time, especially for somebody that was having such a difficult time of it. But transitioning just felt like so far away. And now I'm almost 4 months on T, which is just, it's so surreal, to be honest with you. Like, I talk about this in my testosterone updates, but like, I'm looking at myself right now and I'm not the same person that I was a year ago. In many ways, but I think in the biggest way is I'm so much happier now, which has contributed to why I don't really think about self-harming anymore, to be honest with you. There are still times that I think about it, and there are still times that I'm pretty close to doing it, you know? But those times are getting less and less frequent. Like I said in my video a year ago that I think about self-harming every day, and I'm very happy to report that that has sufficiently decreased. I can't remember the last time that I seriously thought about hurting myself. I can't remember. I genuinely can't recall. It's been so long. And you know, I owe a lot of that to testosterone, because testosterone, even though I'm only like 3.5 months on T, so obviously not a lot's changed, but it's kind of like the promise of change, the promise that I don't need to carry around this ball and chain with me forever, you know what I mean? But also a lot of things in my life has changed that are separate from being trans. I'm learning how to drive, I have a car, funny story. Well, it's not that funny, it's quite boring, so I'm going to skip it. But basically, my car battery went flat because it was sitting there for a wee while. So I had to go and buy a new one, which was a whole ordeal in itself. And I went with my dad, and it was on the counter. And my dad was like, go on, pick it up. And I was like, isn't that heavy? And he was like, no, it's not heavy. So I was like, okay, I'll try and pick it up. I couldn't. I almost dropped it on my foot, and the guy behind the counter was laughing at me. But it's not even that funny. This is not even that funny. My point there was that I have a car now, and I'm learning how to drive, and I'm not doing terribly. I haven't injured anybody. I haven't, like, destroyed the instructor's car or my car. I mean, apart from the battery going flat, but, like, what are you gonna do? So, like, that's a big thing that's changed in my life, because I feel like it's gonna give me a lot more independence. I'm not a fan of trains for personal reasons that I don't want to discuss, but I'm not a fan of trains, so I feel like, you know, learning to drive has just given me this, like, I don't want to say drive, but it's given me the drive. Like, oh, what is... I also graduate in May, which is great because I hate going there. And then I get to work. Oh, I get to work. Relationships with my family have also improved. You know, I think it's because they've kind of seen the difference in me, to be honest with you. Like, I've already told this story like a couple of weeks ago about how I went to go and see my Granny Jenkins. She gave me this pillow, by the way, and it's the best thing ever. So I'm just gonna hold it. But yeah, no, I went to go and see her, and she was a bit hesitant about, you know, me transitioning. But then I went and saw her, and she was like, "You look very happy," and I'm like, "I am very happy." In my video last year, I expressed that I felt like transitioning would be impossible for me, and at the time it really did feel like it was. Um, but like, oh my god, I'm almost 4 months on T, and I just, I can't believe how much progress I've made, I have to say. And it's been hard, it's been very hard. I've spoken to counsellors, I've spoken to therapists, I've spoken to like so many different people about like my issues and whatever, and I've had to work through all of them, and it's just horrendous and whatever. And I've had to sort of not lecture but have sort of open conversations with family members who were a bit hesitant about this whole thing. And it's just been a lot, but it's been very rewarding, you know. These conversations that I've had with people were very tough to have, but they were completely worthwhile because, like I said, my relationship with my family has never been better, because they kind of understand now, they kind of understand the difference in me, which is just so good, you know. The video last year was a positive and was a happy video, you know. I was very impressed with myself that I reached that milestone. But I'll be honest, you know, when I reached it, I was just a bit meh, because I honestly thought that I wouldn't live for much longer, which is a thought, you know. But it's not a thought that I have anymore. You know, I can see my future, I can see what I'm gonna do, you know, I can see just me being there, which is never something that I could ever picture. I just always thought that I was gonna die as a teenager, you know, which was, you know, which was a horrible thing to have to deal with, but I opened up about that to professionals and whatever, and you know what? People mock meditation, and it's not right for everybody, and I know that meditation is not like the be all and end all, and that's where the problems are. People mock meditation because people think that it's this big almighty cure, you know, and it's not. But it was quite a big thing for me, because I would get, before I would self-harm, I would get really anxious, I would hyperventilate, I would be on the verge of a panic attack, sometimes I would be having a panic attack. So for me, managing my the actions of self-harm started with meditation, and then once you treated the symptom, you could treat the cause. So, you know, after I learned how to calm down from a panic attack, which usually led me to self-harming, that's when I could start to really get to the root of the issue, and deal with why I'm having these feelings, you know. If you told me a year ago that I would still be here by now, I wouldn't have believed you, you know, let alone being 2 years clean of self-harm. I either thought that I would relapse or I would just kill myself, which is a horrible thought, to be honest with you, because it's only just now that I've realised, like, how much there is to life. You know, the world is so much stranger and so much madder and so much darker and so much better than what I thought it was. And I still struggle with things, you know. I mean, I'm only 3.5 months on T, so of course I still have feelings of gender dysphoria. But I also just struggle with, like, normal people shit, you know what I mean? Like, am I doing well, like, in terms of grades? You know, oh, I cooked something that wasn't that good. Or, oh, I forgot to do my workout today. Just normal shit like that, you know what I mean? And I think the main difference is between the way that I struggle now and the way that I struggled then is that I feel alive now. I feel like I can actually deal with it because I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it right now. A year ago I wasn't dealing with it. Like now I'm thriving. I'm thriving, and I can't explain that enough, and I'm trying not to smile too much because I need to keep this professional. I think the main message of this video is that it's fucking hard. It's so hard to do this, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. You know, your life does not revolve around misery and going into your bedroom at night crying yourself to sleep or cutting yourself in the morning. Your life doesn't have to revolve around that. And I know what it feels like when it does, and it's a vicious cycle. It is so horrible. So if you need any help in breaking that cycle, I will put some resources in the description for you, because you're not the only one going through this. I'm sure that so many people in the comment section will have experience with this. I have experience with it. You're not alone, so please reach out. I think that's all I really wanted to say. I'm just very proud of myself, and I really hope that if you're in a similar situation to me a couple of years ago, please check out the description. I'll try and put as many things in there as I can for as many different countries as well, because I'm aware that not everybody's from the UK. But thank you for watching, comrades. Oh my god. Thank you for watching, comrades, and I will see you in the next one.